So this drunk scene was all shot at 48 frames a second, and Guy didn't really know in his mind exactly how he wanted it to end up. So I just had to play with the footage and did lots of frame cutting, because one thing that we had established is that we were going to do lots of freeze frames and actually change the time frame within the movie a lot and exploit some of those effects that we were using on commercials and music videos. Frame cutting is also known as skip printing, where you actually print a frame, skip 4 frames, print another frame, and we call it frame cutting because you're literally, rather than doing a speed change, you're choosing a frame, cutting several out, choosing another frame, so it makes it very fast. And I did that in the drunk scene. Lock Stock was all shot Super 16, except for the extremely slow shots, the suitcase bursting open as they run down the staircase. That was Photosonic's camera, which was running at, say, 300 frames a second, so it's very high speed.
If you're filming normal live action, you would film it at 25 frames per second and project it at 25 frames per second, so that 1 second worth of event takes 1 second to watch. If you want 1 second of event to take 10 seconds to watch, like the suitcase full of money, you need to film at 10 times the normal speed. So 10 times by 25 frames per second is 250 frames per second. And so that's what they've done here. They filmed the action at 250 frames per second and then projected it back at 25 frames per second, so that 1 second event takes 10 seconds to watch, which is why stuff takes so long. But then to get back to normal speed, you simply cut frames out, cut it back from 250 frames per second, back down to 25 frames per second, and then it will run at normal time. So that's how you mix between extreme slow-mo and normal time footage, and it's called frame cutting. Let's have him really slow down as he hits the top of the staircase, use all that frame information because we've shot at high speed. Then he comes down the stairs in normal speed, so let's go back to 25 frames per second by cutting frames out. And then when he gets near the bottom of the staircase, Jason throws the case into the air, and we want that to be really slow before it hits the ground at normal speed. And so essentially what Niven's got is he's got 50 seconds worth of footage, which is only about 3 seconds worth of event, and he can cut frames out of that at any rate he likes to say, let's make this bit last slow and run that at 250 frames per second, let's make this bit run normal and run that at 25 frames per second, and anything in between. And you can make that decision when you want. So Guy can look at the suitcase in the air and say, now's the point to drop it, not earlier, not later, right now. That's where you speed it up to normal speed and make it hit the ground, for example, and you have all that control in the editing suite.